Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Boy Howdy campaign for you. Our first map here is the log cabin. You're seeing an overview of that, followed up by our second map, which is the Boulevard Heights camp. You're seeing an overview of that map right now. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. So, our teams for today. On the Confederate side, you have the Archers Brigade, 3rd Kentucky, 8th Texas, which is a part of Kelly's Brigade, 7th South Carolina, Army of Northern Virginia, Stonewall Brigade, and the Missouri State Guard. Whereas on the Union side, you have the Eagles Brigade, 7th Louisiana, Midwest Brigade, 2nd United States Sharpshooters, New York Volunteers, 3rd United States Horse Artillery, 2nd United States Rifles, and the 5th Corps. So, server pop today is 230 right now. In balance is 3 in favor of the CSA side. Artillery in the mix. CSA has 13 and Union has 0. And that results in an imbalance of 13 players initially. So, frontline reporters today. For your USA side, you have Twista here from the 7th Louisiana. And then on the CSA side, you have Killer from the Army of Northern Virginia. So, with that being said, let's get into the fight. So, per what I was told, there is no battles on the tabletop. So, the past few weeks we've seen teams defend a point until the 25-minute mark, and then the other 2 points will open up from there. However, for tonight, no one's defending. The B point is going to be the 1 point that's under contention, and either team can go cap the point. It isn't restricted to 1. But what does stay the same is that at the 25-minute mark, A and C point can be retaken. So MSG and the 2nd United States Rifles are acting as skirmishers, so they can start sprinting and double-clicking already compared to everyone else, which can't do that until the 40-minute mark. And it's kind of funny to see both sides slowly make their way to the point. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but, I mean, with how close the sides are to each other, it is kind of wild. CSA Artillery and Union Artillery is located all the way over there by A point. We'll take a look at that when there's a break or we get to that 25-minute mark. But that artillery is going to be pretty useless for the first part of this match, which is going to result in the CSA being down 13 men right now.
Inside wall, gentlemen.
CSA is starting to take some shots here. New York Volunteers are completely shredded. Shooting against them right now, it's A and V. And so, Union has some forces moving up now. I will say that the CSA are definitely closer. Great volley. I just saw a couple guys go down from 3rd Kentucky and 19th Georgia. It was a part of Archers Brigade. But I'm pretty sure CSA definitely is closer in terms of spawn to the B point. Don't know exactly, but CSA presence is a lot more. Union obviously having this stone wall, but they have to move through the open to do that. So we're at the 40-minute mark. Sprinting and double quick now is enabled, or rather people can do it. You can't disable that in the server settings. That would be something. And so Midwest Brigade's trying to turn the side of Stonewall Brigade, and the Union is doing pretty well so far. You even have some pushing up on the right side right now, really distracting the CSA on the rocks, and I'm surprised Union's not going up and over with the flag to at least attempt the cap. Obviously, you do have some CSA here. It's the, I see MSG and Kelly's Brigade guys there, but Union slowly inching forward. And there you go. You can see Union starting to cap, and I guess I forgot, but there we go. We'll have that up once Union caps. So, Union right now has full control of this point, and they are going to have control of it for a while. So, in the meantime, let's go check out CSA Artillery. I mean, look what they're doing here. They're doing nothing. Union artillery is located on the far side there, but they took nobody on it, which I think is very smart. So unfortunately, these Kelly's Brigade artillerymen and Stonewall Brigade artillerymen are just going to be sitting around here for now. And if we look at the... It looks like they... Where are the... Doesn't feel like there's 16 guys on it. Oh. There's the rest of them. So it looks like they are starting to roll the guns at least over to the roadside here to shoot down the road. It's nice to see Graves Battery back. Haven't seen them in a while. Venom and Panzer. So A&V's circling through the corn, trying to get around. 7th LA and 2nd USR kind of in the corn themselves. Just trying to see if there's any rebels moving through, which 19th Georgia just did a volley, hits about 2 there. So Union's going to realize they're there. I like what A&V's doing. The concern is they're just simply outnumbered. I mean, CSA infantry-wise is down 13 men already because they have 16 guys on artillery. And they're going to start having some impact soon once they roll up the guns. It's probably going to be a few more minutes before we see that. It's like A&V is going to go up over here and get some nice shots here on the Union line. They're going to actually hold here.
Put them down, boys. Shifting left. Shifting left.
They got a nice little spot here. I'm glad they didn't charge in because the charge would be a waste of tickets. You're going to be losing that charge, and it's not going to be good. And you can see Union's kind of turning their attention to this side, moving to the stone wall, some hopping up and over now, and retreating back over the stone wall. So,
Hey guys, within there, there's 100 yards.
remember, they don't have a steam chat in this event. So, it looks like the 7th LA, 2nd US Rifles may be charged, or they're pushing around through the corn. So obviously with no Steam chat, you're not going to be able to tell your friendlies like, hey, we got A&V shooting in our backs. So 7th LA is just running around for now. I don't know if they're going to eventually see A&V, and if they do, A&V is falling back.
Why did Thumper get one?
Friendlies.
Union, 7th LA just almost volleyed in there.
Night Breeze, they pulled back to the northeast more.
Zach, let's stick together. I am not
Rest of MOB, stay here. We are shooting towards the
Everyone else stay here.
See that Rambo? Kill that Rambo. Who's that to my left?
See that flag?
Shot
You
Turner.
stand up. See that flag in the distance.
Good shot, Turner.
Shoot at that flag in the vicinity, boys. Shoot around. Actually, no, hold on. Friendly's pushing that. That's alright.
Oh, yep. 7th LA did see A&V, and they're charging them out.
Yeah, this is the way. We're stabbing you. We're stabbing you. Get stabbed. Get stabbed. Get stabbed.
And despite 7th LA's best efforts, A&V is going to hold that and preserve their flag. 7th LA also losing.
You never catch me alive, fuckers!
I'll take that back. They get their flag. Good job to Old Bones there. So you have one Union guy out there for some reason, but tickets wise, it's about a fourth of a stage in balance towards the Union right now. It might be a half morale stage by the time we get to the... Who is this? Stonewall Brigade. Kelly's Brigade starting to charge here. Very outnumbered. That's the thing, though, is I like that the CSA is spreading out as they are. Union's very clumped up, and they're shooting from all sides, which is going to be great. The problem is, though, trying to coordinate a very effective charge is going to be a little difficult. So, 3rd Kentucky rolling up, A&V doing the same. They got nice little angles down the roadside there. And CSA artillery, haven't seen a lot of shots from them yet. It looks like they are positioned down on that side of the road now, at least with maybe a gun. Can't confirm or deny that. But it's unfortunate that the CSA kind of aggression was two halves. Stonewall Brigade and Kelly's Brigade, they went in on their own. And once they got wiped, the Union could now turn and face 3rd Kentucky, who's pretty much defeated at this point. and towards A&V, who's obviously going to survive a little better than being in the cover.
Keep shooting, keep shooting.
Hot barrels, boys. Hot barrels.
Hey, there's some CSA artillery.
Artillery just nailed them.
There's a couple good shots there. That looks good. Although it was through the mind of the corn. And you can see because of that good artillery shot, you're going to have CSA charge this out. Which is how artillery should be used in War of Rights. Artillery hits the enemy infantry, they're going to be confused, some are going to die and be knocked down, and then you charge them out. And you could see 3rd Kentucky taking advantage of that. I think A&V went in there as well. And you do have some charging. It's probably 7th LA. On the far side, you can see Twist Up on the top right doing that. But Unions are going to hold that. That was a good charge in, though, by 3rd Kentucky. It was well-timed. Unfortunately for them, they're just outnumbered. And Union is spawning guys in very fast. They got 4 flags up there right now. And Union actually win in the corn as well. So CSA does go down to engaged right now. It's kind of unfortunate the rest of the CSA didn't charge in as well, but obviously they were reforming from the initial failed charge. You do have this man that was trying to lower the flag but died in the position like that. And you can see Rich moving up to get the flag back up. And so the only unfortunate thing for CSA artillery is that the moment the A point is open, A point I would consider the Union bias point on the map. The Union infantry is going to just wash right over the CSA artillery, and the few minutes they spent rolling up the guns will have, in a sense, been wasted. But who knows?
Good shot.
Eagles Brigade is charging, trying to get the flag.
What's up, fellas? Get him. Push him, push.
Reload in their face. They don't understand the game.
They're gonna get wiped.
Let them stand there and do nothing. Stab them when they come over. Thank you for your tickets.
And so, Eagles Brigade, that's not surprising. They were trying to go in, maybe get that flag, but let's see where CSA guns... Oh, they just shot. It hit a wall. Or it hit pretty close to the line. I don't know how many it killed.
Hey, MWB.
Don't see really much jam, but... You can see, at least on one of the frontline report of I think it's Killers, writing 16 on artillery. Which, I mean, if you look at the artillery here, look how many guys are just kind of sitting around here. I mean, you have the officer, important role, right? But half the time, unfortunately, half of these dudes are just standing around. And when CSA is trying to charge in to take a point that is going to be very hard to take, it's going to make it way more difficult. Now, we saw CSA artillery hit a great shot earlier, and if they do that, they can make up for it, but 16 is kind of a lot. 19th Georgia charging in, 7th LA is behind. Unfortunately, flag's not going to get out that time. Union is about to fall down to engage as 3rd Kentucky turns to wipe 7th LA with them, but Stonewall Brigade's going to go up and just straight charge this. Like right now is when we want to see the artillery for CSA kind of pop off. Never mind, there's not a lot of CSA charging. You have a good chunk up top that are moving down shooting, but this is going to be really hard for CSA to break. We still got 4 minutes until CSA goes down to engaged. And Union has just hit engaged. This is not looking good for CSA. A&V is rolling up the front side right now.
Join us.
Trying to charge in. 3rd Kentucky shooting through A&V.
Shut up, Parker, shut up. Got the flag on. Got the flag on. Rainbows here, boys.
Killer getting plenty good pistol shots off. 3rd Kentucky now charging in the side. And although Union is starting to lose this right side, it's mostly because they ran up this left side, and it looks like some of them are actually going to go shoot the MSG skirmishers. A lot of Eaglesburg guys here to deal with a tiny force. They should charge the artillery. CSA is going to be down a whole morale stage by the time we see the rest of the points kind of open up here.
Galaxy's orders, come on.
And it's a little concerning that Union is shifting so far left. I don't know why these guys, Eagles Brigade guys, aren't just charging. If they could wipe MSG, there's 3 guys there. You have 20 against 3. MSG's holding down a lot of the Union guys right now. And with Union shifting further and further left over here, I can maybe understand why they're trying to get away from the corn, because CSA is starting to use that more, get some nice flanking shots. They're trying to avoid that, so they're pulling off of it more and more. But that can let the CSA roll up on it. There we go. That shot missed. What a hit. Probably 5 seconds before. But EB guys, rightly so, are charging these out. These are going to be a good chunk of tickets there. I mean, what do you got over here? I mean, they're rolling 2 caissons up, which are going to be, unfortunately for them, irrelevant. And then you have more guys out on this side, which don't know what they're doing running away from the guns. But maybe they're taking Union guns. That'd be kind of funny. So, Union falling back to this corner. They want to make sure they hold it. You're up by so many tickets that it doesn't matter what the Union does. Union can hold this corner and take casualties all day. Because if anything, it should be the 2-to-1 favor in Union's favor. Once the 25-minute mark is hit, I would assume Union's going to tightly hold this and maybe send one group off to A. And I'll be really intrigued to see how CSA responds to this situation. 7th LA guys are skirmishing in the open field right now, spreading themselves out, crouching, which is a little iffy, but again, they have so many tickets to burn that it's not the end of the world if they do those things. So we're 1 minute away from A and C being open to cap, and I won't be surprised if we see movement towards that side. You do have a Union group at A. I hope they have a flag. Okay, they do. They have a 7th LA guy has a flag, but Eagles Brigade's over here. So they're going to quickly cap A once that happens. You do have 7th Tennessee moving that way as well. 2nd United States Rifles cleaning up the few artillery guys which are still here. I mean, unfortunately, these guys are rolling up 2 caissons right into a skirmisher group, which ain't great. And CSA hasn't moved anyone towards C. So Union's going to be up 2 flagpoles in like 45 seconds. And unless CSA caps the C point quickly, it's not going to be good. It looks like they're kind of giving up on B. They have 2 officers moving over towards A. 3rd Kentucky and Stonewall Brigade are holding in the corn. Let's see who's moving out this side. A and V heading up that way with the 5th Alabama, so they're going to go to C. But 25 minutes, Union's going to have 2 flags up for maybe like 30 seconds. But regardless, they're still going to have that 1 flagpole league. And then it looks like the CSA guys have taken Union artillery, trying to use it to their advantage. And I like what Eagles Brigade did here. Normally you'll see guys clump up intensely on a flag, and artillery and infantry can just destroy it if they hit that point directly. And so Eagles Brigade guys, they're really spreading out there. So well done on their part. And there you go, Union's up 2 flagpoles right now. CSA is capping C. So, I mean, oh, look at these numbers still. It's a 3-man inbound to favor towards Union. 16 guys on artillery. I mean, that's 19 men right now. 19! Normally, when you're inbounds by 15 guys, it's usually considered a loss for your team. And despite one or two good shots from CSA artillery, they have in no way justified having 16 guys on the guns, unfortunately. Now, regardless of that, would the CSA have won the game or been in a much better position? I don't know. And we won't know, because that's not the situation that played out. Because the biggest thing is we saw CSA trying to contest this B point, and they were going in scattered for the most part. Like, groups were moving together on their respective flanks, but the respective flanks were not coordinating, which is going to be a very hard thing to do. So, it appears that CSA, with the few troops they have here, are trying to really contest Union, try to get around their backside. You could see 19th Georgia doing that right now. Unfortunately, they're just outnumbered on that B point, obviously, capping that C point, and it looks like CSA is going to start pushing that way to assist, not even try to defend it, which you kind of can't as CSA. When you're down 20-man infantry, you need to have all infantry forces engaging one of the points. So, looks like Eagles Brigade's going to go hold out at A, which is good. There might be more over there. I don't necessarily know. 5th Corps guys are here. CSA artillery still trying to hold this down, but unfortunately that's going to be a ticket drain there. Who is the infantry for CSA on this side? Let's see. Let's see, Kelly's Brigade here. And numbers over here on this front are Union favored, especially with the scattered troops that are around here. Look at that canister shot. Where did he go? But I think Union's going to be able to hold A fine unless CSA sends more forces that way. Because Union's playing this smart. They are really keeping most of their force at the B point, which is that hard middle point to defend. Not hard to defend, but you need to defend the middle point. And we'll see if they do it here. 3rd Kentucky, New York Volunteers. I saw one NYV guy on CSA, and that's why I said that, but NYV is defending the charge from 3rd Kentucky. 3rd Kentucky wiping NYV. And CSA may be getting a little momentum here as they go into breaking. They're down a morale stage and a half. Midwest Brigade starting to roll up now on 3rd Kentucky. It's a little surprising we didn't see more CSA reinforce 3rd Kentucky here. 3rd Kentucky's probably going to survive just because they're going to get that flag and respawn behind the church, which is good, but I'm surprised we didn't see A and V charge up with them. They could have won more dominantly. But to their point, they have a great position. Like, look at that angle. All those shots be hits, and there we go. Union has forced the CSA down to engage. And it's also the interesting thing is CSA, whether intended or not, they pushed kind of far left here. And so Union drew their forces out to this side. And now CSA is kind of gunning it back around to this right side, and Union hasn't responded. You have a wave. I thought there was a lot more at Union Main. About 15 guys there. They could try to roll up on the side, but that might be a little hard to coordinate. Looking back at the A point, Union Eagles Brigade charging across the open field here. I don't know if I would do this if I were them. If they lose this, they just lost the A point. But if they win it, they're going to get a lot of tickets. And at this point, I don't think the risk of trying to wipe this is necessary. Just because there's a lot more risk involved than upside. Because the risk is, you lose out here, you're going to lose your only flag. CSA, Kelly's Brigade's probably going to push to this point and just eventually win. Which you can't have as Union. I mean, you can have it. You have such a big ticket lead, but there is no, I think, significant reason to try to risk that and give the CSA an opportunity to come back in this game, regardless of how minimal that chance is. Union, I don't know why they're holding back here still. Midwest Brigade's kind of being left to dry out here right now. They're slowly getting overwhelmed. As Stonewall Brigade shifted over here now. They were down on that side of the corn. Now they've shifted over here. 3rd Kentucky, like I was mentioning earlier, have reformed because they were able to get that flag back up. CSA could try singing a guy or two, which I think they need to start doing because every second that ticks by, obviously you have that ticket drain. There's not a whole lot of Union here. I think you got to start decapping this point, and you can see Killer. Well, he tried, but he died. And A&B's going to stand in front of that flagpole. A 3rd Kentucky guy, Pence, there, starting to decap. And this is what CSA needs to do. I don't know why Union's still committing a lot of guys over here. So what a comeback here from CSA. I want to look at the numbers. The CSA has 15. It's still a lot of guys on artillery. It's a 17-man infantry in balance still. There we go. Each side has 1 flagpole, so it's straight tickets. Now, Union's probably still going to win this game. Because Union's had majority control for, what is it, 18, 20 minutes? So this match could end very close, but
You're not gonna get nothing on that flag!
I reckon CSA is going to hit last stand before it gets close, and Union will just win based on that.
Keep blasting, keep blasting!
Yanks are ugly and stinky.
Come on, boys.
Got ugly hands.
I can smell you from here.
Hot barrel, boys, keep it up.
Pay your taxes.
Remember to count to 3.
There we go, we got it, we got
Give
it.
it up, give it up.
Keep fighting, keep fighting.
So good win from CSA. You could see their forces that were going to A are now, it looks like they're pushing back out that way. It could be the artillery, but it's probably infantry. Yeah, it's infantry. So Eagles Brigade just has to sit around the point, or their CSA artillery don't let them do anything. Because at this point, Union needs to keep A alive if they're going to secure the win. CSA is just slowly turning the flank of Union here. Some starting to move up on that stone wall. A and V guys are. They're getting great shots on Midwest Brigade. Who, some of their guys are, actually 7th LA, who's pulling off the wall. So, good turnaround here from CSA, but is it too late? It's definitely going to be late if you're doing stuff like this.
Man down. Keep in cover a second. Ow! Oh no.
I mean, good wipe from 19th Georgia. It's just, at this point of the game, you're up a flagpole, and CSA needs to avoid as many casualties as possible. Looks like Union won over here, too. So, Eagles Brigade turned back around and did their job, so well done to them. Union abandoning the stone wall, losing a flag, and they charged down 19th Georgia. So, at this point for CSA, I don't think you bother with A. As a team, you got to defend B and C. I don't know, though. I think you either risk it and try to cap all 3 points, which, now that I look at C, it's not going to happen. But you either got to risk and cap all 3 points, or you need to hold 2 of these points and avoid casualties, which at this point, with it being a morale and a half stage difference, I don't know if that's going to work.
We did our work. We did what we do, but sadly, there's not very much here.
So, good move here from the 2nd United States Rifles.
We should probably run
Well,
now.
our friendlies right now.
So, that's huge. Because the slim odds that CSA had of winning just went down significantly. Like, if there was 5% chance, it's probably lower than that, but like a 2% chance that the CSA would win, it's now like 0.05%. I don't know. Yeah.
These gentlemen.
I mean, these auto lines are going to kill CSA right now. Frankly, nothing CSA...
Get in the dirt, boy. Alright, loads in, well done.
Nothing that CSA is going to do is going to change the outcome of this game. It's too late. even if CSA gets 2 flags, which it looks like, oh, there's some Union presence outside of the 2nd United States Rifles moving over here. A&V's trying to move to the C point, but who do we have here? 7th LA is here with a flag they're going to cap, so A&V's just going to get right in there. I don't think it's going to go well for A&V. They don't have a flag. Where is their flag? I mean, there's no down CSA flags. You have some engagements going on in the corner where CSA had the artillery. But Union's about to cap another point. And, I mean, the game was pretty much over, but now I can definitely call it.
There's only 3 of them.
Why did A&V not have a flag? Killer's over here. Oh, their flag was back there. I must have been with the wrong group or something. 19th George is moving that way as well. Pancake and 2 of his fellow soldiers are running Weicker and Poof. Poff? It's probably Poff. They're running around getting out of lines. Union kind of pushing out, but with that wave of reinforcements from 19th Georgia, they kind of held off. So decisive win from Union here. A has been decapped, but kind of doesn't matter at this point. CSA will fall on the last stand. Eagles Brigade, it looks like they probably went back towards the B point, so that's why you get the decap here from the Graves Battery guys. Union head first going into the B point. They're going to hit him in the last stand here. I don't know if the CSA infantry on the far side has a point or a flag. So we'll see very soon if they do or not, based on if they cap that point. Eagles Brigade is over here now. Kind of pushing it on their own. I thought they would have more reinforcements moving in, but alas, that is not the case.
They're still over in the tree line.
I see him, I see him.
They're waiting for us to move.
Reform into the house. Reform in the house and corn. Reform into the house.
Back to the house. Back to the house right now.
Wall and fence. Wall and fence.
Make an L shape. L shape.
All right, gentlemen. Watch that. They're gonna come through that corn. I just saw a unit coming through the corn. Look left down in this line in the corn. There's red cappies. Start firing into that corn. Line it up.
Some Union group, 7 Tennessee moving up with like 7, 8 guys, and they're probably not going to win that. Over at C, Union's kind of backed off. CSA will probably be able to at least decap and raise the point, which, could this happen? CSA doesn't have a flag over here, though. Which, I don't know why they don't. They hit last stand. Honestly, if CSA had a flag at A right now, I could see it. I could see it. C would kind of be the biggest question mark, if anything, because it would be A&V holding against, I presume, 7th LA still over here, and the 2nd U.S. Rifles, who are making a move. I don't know why they pulled all the way back to try to push up and retake this spot. That just seems like a bad decision. Why would you pull up? I know CSA, the way they were approaching, it's hard to defend from Union, but hold right there, maybe, because you just kind of gave up the... Just kind of gave up the position, so...
Why are you fighting their killer? You asshole! Keep shooting that flag.
Unfortunately, these guys, they're not spawning back in. If CSA had a flag at A right now, they would probably... They could maybe win the game. But they don't. I mean, you have one down CSA flag here. You have one with A and V. You have one in the center here. And then a 4th one that got charged out over there. So, yeah, no. This game is finished.
We captured Charlie.
A little unfortunate for CSA. If they would have kept that flag from if Kelly's brigade would have kept that flag, I don't know if it despawned and someone respawned in with it, I presume, or if they brought it back. But regardless, maybe if Kelly's brigade kept that flag at A, CSA could have outright just won the match, because it looks like they're holding over there. Wow. This is quite unfortunate for CSA. And Union's going to charge in here, finish the few CSA off that are holding a little.
Hey, pay your taxes. This is the IRS. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes, boy. Pay your taxes.
Shoot for the walls. Shoot for the walls.
Don't do it.
House clear. House clear.
Don't do it. House clear. 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 House clear.
How'd you miss that shot, Slippin'?
House clear.
They stop. They both hold.
I hate this window.
House is clear. House is clear. House is clear.
No, it's not. The house is not clear.
They're holding it strong though.
House is clear. House is clear.
Leave them alive. Leave them alive.
House is clear. House is clear.
We need to get the flags up.
House is
Leave the
clear.
rebels
House is clear.
alive. Leave the
Oh,
rebels
there goes
alive.
one of them.
Let's go.
Leave the rebels alive.
Ah, there we go. Why is there a bathtub up here?
We want to get the flags up.
Hey guys, I have a question. You killed
So
the
Union caps this. I mean, the last CSA, you have a couple over here. Union's about to take C. The artillery guys are over here. So this might take a while to finish. Because, unfortunately for Conquest and Contention, you need to kill basically everybody on the losing team, or rather the team that's in last stand, to win outright. Obviously, you can cap 3 points, but that's the unfortunate thing about Conquest and Contention is these matches are pretty much over. But I guess it's not. A lot of Union are moving towards C. You have one Union force. They have a flag going for A.
I'm gonna use you as a bargaining chip, okay?
Okay. Bargain man.
God damn it, Lockmere.
Which is also it's just unfortunate because we know who's won the game. There's only going to be a few more casualties. So what's kind of the point?
It's like we're in a perfect line, and all of a sudden, like 5 people just go left and right. And it's like, what the fuck? Why? Just stay behind the guy in front of you.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, what are we doing here?
Val!
Just like,
You're veered off to the left, for God's sake.
oh. Ooh. That's a hard. What?
What?
Diggy likes ball torture.
Provision sprint towards it.
Midwest Brigade going to cap this point. It's going to be a 3-minute counterattack. And the game might finish before then, but looks like the CSA are wiped over there. I mean, the CSA guns, this is the annoying thing. CSA's lost, but there's, I mean, I guess a nice couple artillery kills here would be nice, maybe for your campaign token, but Midwest Brigade's going to charge in the direction of these guys who are being charged on their backs. There we go.
Let's go.
Alright, last few CSA over there.
The 65th is here.
Accidentally killed Noiner.
What?
Bayonet, right shoulder
what the
shift.
fuck?
Only bayonet. Your bayonet.
This is some bullshit.
Shoulder to shoulder. Let's go. Let's go.
I wanted to kill somebody.
You, Diggy.
Should've got here sooner.
Get in line. Go, go, go. I have to go
What's up,
step
Zeke? How you
forward.
doing?
Quick time, forward.
Max.
Doing good, doing good.
Midwest. Quick time with your heads down. Back to the point.
I mean, why? I mean, you have a few guys in CSA chat. They're just like, what are we doing here? I mean, we'll see if these arty shots are anything significant. Alright, I got maybe 2 or 3. Knocked down a lot. Are you kidding? That's a long fuse time.
Hold on. Let's go kill him. Let's go, go.
Got one guy.
We're gonna quick time in once we go up and over that fence. We're gonna quick time.
Kill that red first! Kill that red! Find the red!
Put your hands up!
Kenny, shoot him! Hurry!
You would hope for if you're going to delay the match by a few minutes here, you might just hit some good shots. Now, if these artillery guys run away, come on.
Quick time on me!
Oh my goodness.
Midwest.
Bayonets, prison. George, bayonet.
Artie isn't real. These are paid actors. Artie isn't real. This is paid actors.
This is... Hey. Alright, finish this. Honestly, you're going to say... In terms of this round, it was pretty much straight Union domination. Why are you running away? What do you save by doing this? Why are you running? Why? Seriously. What are you doing? Charge in glorious battle. Thank you to them who ended it, but why would you do that? That's ridiculous. Okay. No, that was a dominant Union play the whole match. CSA, you can't have 16 guys on artillery and hope to have efficient charging from your infantry. It was hard enough. You don't have a Steam chat, so you can't actively communicate in terms of when each flank of the surrounding force is going to charge. And unfortunately for CSA, they charged in very not together. So with that all being said, we're heading off to skirmish, which is the first time in a few weeks we've seen that here. And we will see you shortly for that. And here we are live with round number 2. So we got 2 minutes until they could start sprinting. Obviously, not a whole lot's going to happen, so that's why we started a minute later than when they normally move out. But the imbalance is 2 in favor of Union. Confederates have 14 on artillery. Union has 11. So 3-man imbalance there, which results in a 5-man imbalance in favor of the imbalance is in Union side by 5 guys. Sorry, I was just a little caught off guard. Where's the frontline reporter view? Let me turn this on quickly. We'll zoom down. But essentially how this works, you can see CSA pushing up through the woods here, which means that there it is. So Union holding here. CSA will push up through the woods, kind of go around this far side here, and then they'll just collapse through and hit the Union head on. And the big thing for Union, you can't lose the front ground here. Obviously, if CSA starts winning, they're going to push you back, and you'll just be crunched down further and further. And with that CSA buck and ball, it's going to be deadly. Now, CSA have 14 guys on artillery, right? There's only 2 over there. You're wondering, where's the rest of them? They're in with the line themselves. And you might be wondering why. Well, you could see Union artillerymen. You can see they are operating here. There are some guns and caissons here, which means that the CSA can use those as well. Therefore, that's why the artillery guys are with the infantrymen and not down there shooting at those guns, which are frankly a pretty crappy spot for artillery to shoot. So Union normally set up a caisson wall on this map. Whether it works or not, you can debate that for yourself or in the comments if you please. They'll set it up back here, but it looks like they're instead setting up the caisson wall way further forward than what they normally do, which I don't really mind as much, because generally if the Union lose this ground, they don't regain it, right? Because the thing is, the CSA will become very entrenched on this side, and it's just very hard for Union to push out. So I don't mind the caisson wall being there. CSA is not really going to gain a whole lot from it. Unlike on the point, where CSA takes the point, they can use the caisson wall right on point. It's going to make it really hard for Union to do that. So A and V's push down the far left side of the CSA line right now. They can sprint now. You got Stonewall Brigade pushing kind of towards the center left of CSA line. Union has a tiny defilade here, which I did not know that was kind of a tiny defilade. 7th LA, NYV kind of using that to their advantage. And most of the CSA for now is just sitting back deeper in the woods shooting. You have 88th New York from NYV here, so it looks like they're split up. 2nd U.S. Rifles on the left side with EB Stat in the center with some 7th LA guys. So you have some of the CSA, they're inching closer. Eventually they're going to charge through, and we'll see when that happens. Looks like 5th Corps guys, Midwest Brigade, they're starting to shift up from the back side of the line. You'll see CSA sometimes, a group or so. That looks, wow, that looks great, by the way. A little better when I zoom in, but you'll see some CSA like to flank around this side and hit behind the Union, which is why some of the Union guys are there. But for the most part, Union is shifting their guys this way because all of CSA is trying to push on this side. And CSA is eventually going to have to charge. Sitting and shooting is not going to... I mean, it'll do its job, but what are we at? 240? Shooting it out with your opponent becomes a little questionable. And so CSA is going to have to charge at some point. What do you know? The attackers have to charge. Or flank around the Union side, which is pretty much wide open here.
Nice! Man, look at them drop.
Their flags are standing together. Target the area with their flags, TKO.
Gentle as a lamb. Where's the...
Keep firing, keep firing. Yeah.
Where's the as a lamb?
Give our friendlies cover as they advance.
Oh, I guess there's no text. It's just you say a lamb because the fuck was there. I'm the smartest guy here, clearly. Yeah, so I think that's A and V. Yeah, they're starting to inch their way up. They have a little bit of cover there. I mean, if we look from at least... Well, never mind. But if we look from at least Union view, their bodies are pretty cut off. You can kind of see their heads there, but not anything significant. We do have some CSA on far CSA left starting to push around. 19th Georgia's going around that side. CSA is just slowly starting to turn the Union's flank, with 3rd Kentucky now starting to roll up. They're gonna be able to get a lot closer to the Union and hit them on their flank.
Advance up closer, right here, and then put a fire. Got him up!
Ain't this, you bitch!
A lot of those shots going over. I've seen like 4 or 5 of those shots hit, which is quite a shame. If you're gonna get a jump like that, you gotta take huge advantage of it. And good push-up, though, from 3rd Kentucky. I like that a lot. You see some Union on the... Well, now you can. On the top right, near the point, holding for the CSA that are approaching that side. How have the Union artillery position been overrun? Where's the boundary for that? A&V's pushing up now. They're going to try to charge in there and dislodge them. 3rd Kentucky now following as well. And unfortunately, it was only 3rd Kentucky and A&V that went in they're still up by a huge margin of tickets.
Find cover, don't blub up, don't blub up.
Hold here, boys. Hold here.
But
Hardy isn't real. Shut up.
Hardy isn't real. I mean, the CSA still have,
Get out of the open,
and that's the thing,
fellas,
these
get out of
14
the
guys
open.
aren't really doing much. You have a couple down there, and it looks like those artillery guys are maybe running over to start using those guns because they're not really doing a whole lot right now. I mean, Union's putting up a very good fight. This is a very hard map for Union. And so I can appreciate the team effort to hold the front. Union Artillery getting maybe a kill on that shot there. But CSA unsuccessful with that first half charge.
Thank you. Oh, Lee's here too. We're all good. Thank you, USA. Breeze, you better not die.
And CSA not really pushing up on this front either. So really strong start from Union. I don't know. I generally don't like case on walls. I think they're used on a lot of bad situations. The roulette lane, case on wall, I don't like whatsoever. Because the CSA can... Normally, Union holds a stake fence on a stone wall on that map in the shape of a L. Imagine this, right? This is a snake fence where that case on wall is, and this berm here is a stone wall. It's basically roulette lane. Union defense. If Union loses that, they lose the game. But some Union strategy has appeared recently where they'll make a case on wall back here where their artillery is and pull completely off the snake fence. I don't think that works because it gives the CSA that snake fence, and then CSA can try to charge out the artillery, but obviously you have your whole team on a case on wall, which can make it difficult. So CSA can then just turn and run down to the stone wall where the point is and just cap it and force the Union to charge down. So, and then, as mentioned earlier with Boulevard Heights camp, if Union will set a case on wall by point, and that just never has worked well for Union. So, forming this case on wall kind of, in a sense, makes Union want to hold this more because it's a little more significant. If they have that case on wall back near the point, at least instinctively, I would think I would want to hold further back. So, if I were Union and I had this case on wall back here and I knew it was a good defensive spot and I'd much rather hold there than anywhere else, I might fall back from these further forward positions. So, this is an interesting approach. Obviously, it ain't working, though. It's a half morale stage difference. But Boulevard Heights camp, very hard for Union to win. CSA has to play really bad for that to happen. And CSA's not doing that. And I like what we see from A&V. 5th Corps is really quick to fall back here. But you can see if CSA can't break through that caisson wall, they're going to go around and start to hit them on the side. The biggest issue I have, though, is a lot of the CSA have not charged yet. We've really seen 3rd Kentucky and A&V charge, the rest sit back and shoot, and it's working phenomenal for CSA. I mean, they're up by almost a half morale stage in tickets right now. But they could be even more dominant maybe if their whole team charged, but you won't know until it happens. Still engaged with Union starting to countercharge this right now. 5th Corps trying to take A&V out. You have a couple more CSA groups on the backside right now. Behind where A&V's at. Killer's the last one alive.
Back to the 10, Celiana. Okay, never mind, Brace.
Where'd you get that coat from, Rip?
19th Georgia and 5th Alabama here rolling up. And these ticket exchanges here are great for CSA. Obviously, both sides are going to be losing a considerable amount because they're just out of line and skirmishing and all of that. But all those tiny out of line tickets and all that can add up pretty quickly. And CSA is going to lose a flag. You saw it run out while A&V was losing that charge, but it kind of started coming back. And because it came back to link up with this friendly and start spawning guys back in, it resulted in the flag being lost. And you have more Unions starting to move over. Both the 2nd United States Rifles and 2nd United States Sharpshooters heading that way right now. But When will CSA as a team try to charge and break through the caisson wall? CSA artillery overshooting there. Almost knocking down their friendlies. One of those shots. Yeah, I don't know if that was Union artillery or not, but what is going on here? Yeah, fascinating.
Come in here, brother. Come in here.
Colors Brigade pushing up closer. I see MSG tag there as well. They're keeping a flag inside of the Tiki Hut, which I don't know if that blocks bullets or not. I don't think it should, but that's besides the point. Union clear out the CSA forces on the back side, and CSA will fall to engage very shortly.
I'm trying.
I mean, what are these guys doing on the... What are these 7th LA guys doing over here? It's fascinating.
I heard you're the slippiest chili, brother.
Check.
Check.
Has arrived, boys.
We still got this unit to our front, decoy.
Keep lighting them up.
That's friendlies to our left. Here, there, Kentucky.
Yank flag, south.
Break left, shift left, follow me.
And that's the thing is, CSA is winning, but they're not dealing a critical blow to the Union. Which, I don't know if they need it. The question is the pace that they're going at right now good enough to get them down to breaking in last stand? Which, it's really been 12 minutes since the fighting has started, and it's been a morale stage and a half. So, yeah, CSA's kind of on pace, I would say, just based on that little analysis.
Back up.
3rd Kentucky pushing back those Union guys that kind of charged far out. They're going to recover A&V's flag. You have CSA moving up the far back side. It is A&V. So, I don't think CSA is going to break through that side. It seems, at least with what A&V is doing, I don't know if 3rd Kentucky is trying to do the same. They saw a Union flag and kind of went for it, but if the CSA forces on this front force Union to overreact on the caisson wall here and fall back, it could let CSA take that ground. I'm acting like Union's has a good chance of winning this game, which if you just look at those tickets, they don't. I mean, it's probably a 70% chance that CSA wins this game. CSA is going to have to sell if they want to not win the game.
Hey boys, you dropped something.
Wasn't us this time, but I appreciate it.
So, you can kind of see that overreaction. I don't know if you want to call it an overreaction or not, but 6 New York's pulling off the caisson wall. You have who's here? 88th Eagles Brigade, still here.
We are bad. Make sure you have cover on the wheels, MIV. Make sure you have cover on the wheels. Do not stand out in the open. 54. It's going to Drew.
Wow, they actually hit a shot from all the way down. That's crazy. Or the CSA has 14 on artillery still. And it looks like they're all on the bottom side of the hill, which they have 6 guns that they can operate. It looks like most are being productive. I generally like 2 guys per gun. It might be a little slower than having 3 on, but that 3rd guy might be sitting around and not doing anything for a little bit, and that can add up over time. So, A&V charging 5th Corps and 7th LA, gonna hold that. Obviously, A&V's outnumbered, they don't have a flag. However, the flag is picked up over here, and they're starting to spawn right back in the fight. It's almost a 3/4 of a morale stage difference right now. That's kind of crazy.
Independent fire!
Keep shooting them, boys. We're about to break their line.
You just shot that officer with your pistol, Picket.
West.
Here, love it home, love it home.
Been an interesting round of Boulevard Heights camp. Half the Union team is back by that tent. Seventh LA starting to push their way back up. I know CSA is bucking on the map. I don't remember who necessarily, but that shotgun in these, was that Union artillery just shot and knocked down, maybe killed a friendly or two. I don't know, but oh, are they charging? The Stonewall Brigade's charging, Kelly Brigade as well. 3rd Kentucky's probably going to join. This is going to hit Union down to taking losses. 3rd Kentucky's not joining this. They're sitting and shooting, which Union does hit taking losses, but why is 3rd Kentucky not joining this?
It's you and me, Falcon. It's you and me.
If 3rd Kentucky joins this, they win. Now they're starting to turn in.
Come here, you rebel bitch! I'll kill you! Come here, rebel fuck!
And V's charging through the center of the tents here. Very interestingly, Union's barely holding on to that corner. Some CSA guys there, not a whole lot though.
Don't fire.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a good artillery shot.
Fuck you, this is for the bugs!
Unfortunate that I was a little zoomed up, but regardless, you can see it. Uh-oh. Cloud. Oh no. Ah, rip. Union swarm the caisson wall, and they're going to be able to retake this position.
Come here. Alright, you running.
Oh shit, there's more!
Oh, I'm not even an officer.
So Union, outside of a few Confederates behind their lines, have retaken the field. So that ticket gap appears to have shrunk. I mean, it's like maybe a third of a morale stage difference right now.
I saw y'all shooting at the guys in front of us. I didn't know there were guys to your flank.
So for a few minutes anyways, we're going to be seeing the CSA reform. That one CSA flag obviously down up front. But they still got 3 flags they can use. I don't know why there's still so many guys on the... It looks like they're maybe using all 6 guns now. Ah, they're using all 6 guns, so... I greatly appreciate that. It makes the amount of guys they have on artillery at least a little more justifiable.
No, you're good. You're good.
Check.
Oh my god.
My line. Take it.
So at least for the next few
Alright,
minutes,
it's Texas on
things
me.
are gonna kind of
On the star, boys.
remain slower pace.
Reload, check and ready. Reload, check and ready. Thank you, Jimmy.
As CSA reforms, they're gonna go down to taking losses in a few minutes. And you actually have some... Is this probably A and V? Yep, it is. They don't have their flag, so they're just trying to be overly aggressive. Which, I like it. Because if A and V goes up and sits and halves on shootout, right? They're just going to die, slowly spawn back in at main. And great shot from CSA Artillery. That's, I think, the best CSA shot I've seen from CSA on this map from that downhill position. I mean, that's a crazy angle. If we get a chance, we'll maybe zoom in on that. But if A and B plays over aggressive and they all get wiped, they can all spawn in together at main instead of slowly dying and spread out. Now, obviously, their aggression has pays off as Union got scared and completely fell back. 3rd Kentucky's pulled up to the left. Let's zoom down the hill here. I mean, look at this angle. Like, you cannot see any of the Union guys. You have to have great angles, great fuse time. That's a great shot. Especially because it assisted A and V how it did. So, Union really overreacted to A and V moving up there. I don't know if they saw something else, but they've really overreacted, and by them falling back, CSA is going to start slowly pushing their way through this alley, or if you want to call it that, this little pathway to the point, as Union is getting close to breaking. So I don't know if it would have mattered in the end, but that is besides the point. 3rd Kentucky now pushing up. Oh boy, they're gonna get hit by canister.
Spread out across these tents right here and start shooting them in their side.
Oh, they're actually gonna get... Will Union shoot canister? Looks like they aren't, but maybe they're waiting for them to charge down. Union fall back a little further. They have a additional case on wall that they're defending now. So CSA is at taking losses. 18 minutes left in the match. Union's about to go down to breaking. It's 3/4 of a morale stage difference right now. This is not looking great for Union. It's going to be a slow death for Union.
Get up there and shoot him. Come up and
A and B's flag has despawned by now, so they should. Yeah, there it is. You can see A and B's pushing down that berm slowly. CSA does have the time to slowly whittle down the Union in the last stand and wipe them entirely. Which, if you're going to have a advantageous map like this that lets you do it, might as well. Obviously, you could try to charge and get aggressive. You'd probably win. And these are not helping Union whatsoever. The independent Union groups that, sure, they're fighting smaller CSA forces, but the risk of losing out of line and skirmishing deaths are significantly higher there, and you cannot be doing that. Obviously, in this example, 6 New York playing this pretty well. They haven't taken any casualties, but it looks like 3rd Kentucky is at least pursuing. They're just kind of blind firing right now.
Run to the rocks, run up to the front of the rocks. Don't stop running. Don't stop running, boys. Run, boys. Run, don't shoot us, don't shoot.
Oh my goodness, he is so lucky to be alive. What? What is he doing?
Wait a minute. Yeah. No.
What? That guy is lucky. What was the CSA guy doing there? It was a little confusing. So, CSA still holding up top. Shot was short. And any second we're going to see Union go down into break. There we go. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
My God. Don't pick up that flag.
See, and the unfortunate thing is you have those two great arty shots, which knocked down a good chunk of guys and killed a couple. Unfortunately, CSA infantry did not charge in. Obviously, they have some distance to cover, but it's just unfortunate to see good shots not really backed up with an infantry charge. It's going to be harder to communicate in this, but I think if you see artillery get a great shot like that, you got to go in. But, oh well, it is what it is. Union does go down to breaking. You do have A and V hopping up and over the... I need this. Half the time I kept the killer and he's dead. Hey, that's just what happens when you're officer, though, and you're in the front. So, yeah, A&V was the only one to go forward there. You have Union playing really aggressive going up the center here. Eagles Brigade very spread out too, so the initial surprise that this might cause won't do a whole lot. Because look how slow they're trickling out here. CSA, though, is acting a little brain dead and not responding at all. I don't like this move nonetheless, because Union will eventually lose this, and that's a lot of lost tickets for Union right there. They're doing a lot better than what they should be doing, though. Looks like some of the CSA artillery guys are up here. They did way better than what they should have, but like, that's a ticket drop. Again, as Union, you kind of can't really have. Oh, the decoys. Oh, it's a team kill. Great shot, but it was a team kill. So, Union halfway through breaking. Confederates about a third of the way through taking losses. And the Union is just condensed. Like, this is going to be great for both the infantry and CSA artillery, with everyone being bunched up. And look at who's on the tent. Looks like more Unions actually falling back right now. 7th LA is falling a little further back. Again, Union's just trying to fall further and further back so that they don't lose as many tickets, but that just lets CSA get closer to the point, and it's going to condense Union down even more. It's a hard map to win for Union, and
Oh
yeah, one of the band members for One Direction died.
Ooh. 2 flags on the left side of the berm, outside of the berm, down the road.
Second, over here on top of the berm. You can get a good shot on them.
they don't have a flag up here, so these guys dying, they're not going to be spawning back up there. And CSA, here they go. Best charge we've seen from the CSA team this whole day. And they might hit Union the last stand here.
Come here, officer.
Some Union trying to go into the berm. Not a whole lot, though. And, yeah, CSA is going to hit Union down to last stand. Eagles Brigade's trying to charge around the side, which I'm not going to be respawning shortly.
Fucking babies who TK on purpose.
The Eagles Brigade actually going to swipe through the side, get one of those CSA flags. That worked out a lot better than what I anticipated. And Union just trying to avoid last stand. You have a couple Rambos. Yeah, one of these Rambos here caused them to hit last stand. So once these guys die, they don't come back. So there's a very good charge from CSA. Stonewall Brigade's trying to go in. These few guys, I don't know why they're going in on their own. They're not going to do anything, but... Oh!
my God. Sir. They can't
Spread it out over here on this caissonic cannon.
Dang. Some of those Union guys got flung off. So, CSA, you got 11 minutes. Reform your lines. And go in, and you'll win the game. 5th Alabama's moving up. I'm talking about over here anyways. They don't need to trickle in. They'll still probably win, but you're just taking unnecessary casualties at that point. You have the last Union guys pushing up from their main spawn right now.
send it, boys. A mass and send it.
We're going. Get those
You're the only yellow in here, War Dog.
The Bayer's on.
And how many? You have some CSA spawning main. We did have one down. No down flag.
Let's go, boys! Come on, let's go kill
CSA
some
charge! CSA charge!
Go, boys, go! It's time for a shindig, boys. It's time for a shindig. Right. Come here with my shindig. I want a shindig.
They're reached! They're reached! They're reached! Kill them all!
Come on!
Union, they're going to be able to hold this initial push. The last wave of Union is in the point. CSA will go down to breaking, but every Union guy dying, they ain't coming back. CSA does have breaking. I don't know why that flag is. Yeah, that flag is playing pretty close up. And this will be a slow, painful death for the Union team, as it's basically been the whole round.
Not pick up the flag.
The Sopranos.
Come
on, the Sopranos.
Come on, the boys.
Lasagna. Don't let them take the lasagna.
I cannot take a pasta. This is spaghetti. Pizza.
Come take my meatballs, you stupid rebels.
Look at that guy, Bandana Rebel. Oh, we're gonna do a picket patrol after this? No.
Who actually likes Picket Patrol?
Nobody. Wait, why? We got this round, guys. This is still a win. We still got this. They're taking the point, boys. I know it doesn't count, but still.
So, for those of you new to the campaign, or just don't, oh, there's going to be a great flank from 3rd Kentucky, but essentially, there is, if it's a 1-1 result, which it was tonight, Union won round 1, CSA won this round, it's a 1-1. They do a picket patrol to decide who wins in the draw. Unfortunately, you cannot spectate picket patrol. It looks like this, for example, where you just jump around from individual players and you can't fly around and free roam like my camera is right now. So, unfortunately, we cannot be covering that picket patrol. I like how the server admins, you can see it on the bottom left of my screen, but it says possible 1-1 picket patrol, CSA wins, which they're going to win. So I will put who won the picket patrol at the bottom of the description so that it's hidden. In case anyone wants to know who wins, I'm just putting it down there so that if you're roaming the video, I don't want to put in a pinned comment and basically reveal the outcome, the draw that we saw here, but at least for people who are watching the episode blind. So anyways, very good win here from CSA. Not all too surprising, but you know, even in maps where you have a significant advantage, you still have to play well and know what you're doing to win the match, which is what the CSA did. I like that the Union played a little further forward, and they held that ground very well for a long time. They just lost a lot of tickets, though. I don't necessarily know where that was. We might be able to pick up on it here a little bit, but besides that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have our Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do, meaning you can get instant access instead of having to wait an hour or two to get the broadcast when we upload on the channel. But on top of that, we have advertising for your regiments in our videos and raw gameplay footage for everything we cover with no commentary and UI. Also have our Discord and merch, but besides all that, we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.